maybe move the queen away, something like that. There's that saying that an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. And that's definitely true with chess tactics, I would say. So that's it. Don't be worried, but be aware, be vigilant, and try to remove those problems from your position. All right, guys, I just played a game and I forgot that I should record all my games. So we're going to do some analysis of it after the fact. So let's take a look. Let me turn down the volume a little bit. Okay, so we have a Sicilian defense. Our opponent was 1450-ish. And this game, because I wasn't commentating, I want you guys to notice my time management and how different it has been from the other games. So basically, I'm moving very quickly this game. This is all pretty standard stuff, playing the dragon with a closed Sicilian structure. My plan here was to fianchetto this bishop, which we do. So, okay, we played 10 moves, 11 moves up to this point. I actually have gone up on time on the clock, so I'm basically like moving very quickly. Okay. And now here was the first problematic instance. So forking my best bishop and my queen. I had a little brief panic mode because it's like, oh, you know, like that's bad. And then I made this move, which, pause the video, tell me what's the problem with this move. What can white play here? So white can play knight b6, which is what happened in the game. Good move by my opponent to, you know, when you see a good move, look for a better move. This is the better move. Okay, so now I'm down in exchange. Okay. But we don't just give up. We're going to keep fighting here. But it's not really clear to me like what my plan should be here. So I was a little lost in general during this game. Now here, white's threat is knight in, and then this is sort of a mating threat. I guess I have h6 if they try that. So maybe it's not a threat. I was worried about it in the game though, which is why I played f6. In retrospect, that's probably bad though. Let's see, what his computer says, a5. Interesting. Yeah, maybe I should have been trying to do stuff over on the queen side. Okay, play continues. I think they're going to come pressure this pawn. So I just want to get my queen near my king and have a little more safety over here. So that's the plan. And now I'm trying to maybe open some things up, which might be the wrong move considering my king is less safe than white's king because this diagonal, there's no longer a pawn on this square. So, you know, potentially dubious idea by me. But now after they play rook e6, what would you play here as black? Pause, give it some thought. Now, it seems like we can almost win the rook here because if we go f5, we sever the queen's protection of the rook. However, they can move to e2 and then still protect the rook. But there's a better version, which is what I played, which is knight to e5. And now the queen has to move and cannot stay on the diagonal to protect the rook. So white pretty much has to go down the exchange there. And I believe we're now back to even. All right, guys, I'm actually going to back this up for a second because you may have noticed when I played my knight move that the eval bar goes kind of crazy. So right now it says black has a significant advantage. And then after my knight move, it's saying it's pretty equal. So what was the move I missed? Well, actually, the computer says f5 is the best, which was the first move I considered that I pointed out to you guys. But the question is, so if you go f5, queen to e2, what's the follow-up there? And there is a follow-up, and the follow-up is, or you can pause here if you want to go from here and check it out. The move is knight to d4, forking the queen and the rook. And now basically you're going to win a rook. So this was a really strong continuation. And, Yeah, I just didn't look that one extra step. You know, I saw, oh, they can go here and defend, and I didn't take that one extra step to evaluate that position in my head and see maybe there's a tactic. Maybe I would have seen it, maybe not. But that happens sometimes in chess, and given that I didn't see this follow up, I think 95, what I played in the game, is still a pretty good move. Because yeah, like I said, we're going up the exchange here. So just wanted to show you that little trick. And if that expanded your mind in any way, I think you should drop a like on the video. Thanks a lot. Yep, this is all good. Now here, first of all, I want you guys to notice, I was very aware that I had my queen and my king on the same diagonal here, which you should be in these types of positions, because potentially this bishop can come and pin you, skewer you, win your queen. So I was very concerned about that during the game, and whenever you see your king and queen on the same diagonal and a bishop potentially able to get there, you should also be worried about that. Okay guys, quick pause here. So I know I said be worried about this tactic. That's not really what I meant. Worrying is not actionable, it's not productive. What I really meant is be vigilant, be aware, stay on the lookout for some sort of tactic like this in the future. And also, if at all possible, you want to try to remove this potential tactic from the equation. So, maybe you go like king h8 at some point so that this diagonal, so that the queen and king aren't on the same diagonal, or maybe move the queen away, something like that. There's that saying that an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. And that's definitely true with chess tactics, I would say. So that's it. Don't be worried, but be aware, be vigilant, and try to remove those problems from your position. Constant vigilance. Okay, so from here, I'm not really sure what my game plan was. Well, with this move, we're maybe targeting this pawn. I don't think I actually saw that in the moment, but my thought was, I actually don't remember the exact thought process. I guess if they take, then I would take this pawn and maybe make some pass pawn over here. I think that was sort of what I was thinking. And then yeah, here after they take, it's not clear to me which way to take. Let's see, what does computer say? Oh, well, computer says h5 for some reason to kick the queen. And then, okay, so they also say, yeah, they say you can take either one. So my thought process here was, okay, now I have a lot of pawns over here and I can make a pass pawn later on. Okay. Play continues, put the rook on the same file as the queen, maybe pressure this pawn. Okay. And throughout this time, I was trying to pick up this pawn, trying to, maybe make something to deflect the queen. But now we're just improving the position, adding pressure. In retrospect, this probably isn't a great move because the knight can just come in and then I probably move back, I guess. I don't know. Maybe we can take. Yeah, well, computer says knight f3, so let's see what happens if we take. Knight takes d4. Yeah, I don't think this works. This doesn't work, so... because they're going to take here. So, okay. So they take, I recapture knight g4. Okay, which I felt like was a mistake. Why not come here and get rid of my strong bishop? Okay. Play continues. Also, I'm not 100% on this move. I mean, it looks a little dangerous for your queen, potentially, and also you're dropping this pawn. So I take... it does create a sort of threat where, potentially the knight can come in and fork the king and rook, but the thing is my bishop defends. So I'm able to snatch this pawn and retain control of the square, at least for now. Okay. Yeah, and here, I mean, I was trying to move fairly quickly to kind of keep the pressure on my opponent, sort of. Okay. Yeah, let's see. What did I play here? Queen up. So yeah, the knight is hanging here. Yeah, computer like my move also said c3. c3. Ooh, that's interesting as well. Okay. So yeah, we attack the knight. They move back. Now I thought I could take the pawn. I didn't have a ton of time here. I had 30 seconds. Do I take the pawn? Do I not? Does it work? Because the thing is, after I take, they can move the knight away at some point somewhere, and then they have extra heat on my bishop, which is what happened in the game. Actually, okay, they switched the move orders, so they took this way. And in general, guys, you have to be really careful of putting your queen in a position like this where they get a discovery on your queen with the rook. So luckily there's no checks. So I kind of looked around. I was like, okay, it's safe enough. So they win a pawn, but I'm not like losing my queen or anything. And then now here, I don't know, I have 15 seconds. I'm kind of in panic mode. Just like, how am I going to increase pressure in this position? I don't know. I just have to make a move. And then they throw in a check. And then hopefully you see the problem with my previous move, which is that I just totally blundered my queen. And I realized it right away. Like after I moved my pawn, I was like, it just didn't register to me that they even moved the knight here. I was just too tunnel vision focused on like, what are my ideas? Which has been a recurring theme of the games I've lost, I would say. And then here, actually, I did like the wrong thing strategically where they checked me, and then I thought for too long. I should have just like auto moved so that maybe they don't see this, but I paused for a few seconds and then they definitely saw it. So, and from here, I mean, it's game over. They took, and then I ran out of time. So pretty brutal game, blundered my queen. Yeah, pretty rough, guys, but all right, let's play a fresh one.